Hello and welcome to this year's Industrial Distribution Big 50 Countdown. I'm Mike Hockett, editor of ID, and I'm joined by my colleague Jack Keogh, ID contributing editor and founder of the Big 50 list. Our countdown will take you through the list of the largest MRO distributors based on 2015 fiscal year revenue. All Big 50 companies are ranked according to total worldwide sales, and all figures are reported in US dollars. This is part 2 of our countdown, where Jack and I will take you through numbers 30 to 11 along with some commentary. Part 3 will showcase the top 10.
Our countdown resumes at number 30 with Houston-based SBP Holdings, a Big 50 newcomer that owns the stock of Singer Equities and Bishop Lifting Products. With $364 million in 2015 sales, SBP is a group of distributors in the industrial rubber and wire rope and rigging product market. Climbing to number 29 with $410 million in sales, Iwi Group moves up one spot after falling 2 notches last year. Its sales jumped 11% from 2014.
At number 28, BlackHawk Industrial has bumped up our list each year since first arriving at number 33 in 2012. It acquired 6 companies in 2015, most recently adding South Carolina's Specialty Tool Inc. last October. BlackHawk sales improved by 7.5% in 2015. Next up at 27 is Turtle & Hughes, which ceased publicly disclosing its revenue data in 2015. It most recently acquired Boston, Massachusetts-based Forest Hills Electrical Supply in October of 2015, and last December it partnered with Sunpreme Inc. to offer bifacial solar PV modules. Repeating at number 26 is Bussard with $655 million in 2015 sales, up 6.1% from 2014. Sales for the first half of its fiscal 2016 were up 2.1% year over year, powered by growth in Germany, France, and Denmark, while US sales fell by 0.9%.
At number 25, the top half of our Big 50 begins with Cleveland-based BDI, which says investments in e-commerce continue to develop new business. BDI continues to invest in supply chain and store management services, smart supply in the Americas and India, and FSI in Europe. Another newcomer to the list is Port Washington, New York-based Global Industrial at number 24 with $699 million in sales. A Systemax subsidiary, Global acquired Milwaukee-based Plant Equipment Group for $25 million in January 2015.
At number 23, we have Bristol, Tennessee-based United Distribution Group, down one spot from a year ago. Most recently out of UDG, last September its subsidiary GHX Industrial acquired Anchor Industrial Sales, a single-location gaskets and fluid sealing products distributor based in Kernersville, North Carolina. At number 22 with $762 million in revenue is Genuine Parts Company subsidiary EIS Inc. Last year, EIS acquired specialty wire and cable distributor Connect Air, a move that helped boost its sales by 3% over 2014.
Up next is FW Web at number 21 with $960 million in sales. Since April 2015, the company has acquired New Jersey's Grant Supply and Lincoln Supply, launched a new website, created a Waterworks division with the acquisition of Waterworks Supply Corp., and acquired New Hampshire's State Line Supply. At number 20, we cracked the $1 billion mark with Command Industrial Technologies, whose sales of $1.2 billion were nearly the same as in 2014. KIT recently cut costs by closing 4 facilities and consolidating 4 others. It also launched an automation, control, and energy management brand and acquired Calkins Fluid Power.
Jack, we've mentioned a lot of acquisitions these companies have made in the past year from 2015 and onward, despite the ongoing industrial recession. So from what you've seen, what is the biggest trend you've seen in merger and acquisition activity across the market?
Well, in the past few years, there's really been a change in how mergers and acquisitions have been done. It used to be that if you're a cutting tool distributor, you'd buy a competitive cutting tool distributor. But what we're seeing now is a lot of distributors buying distributors that carry competing lines, or complementary lines, I should say. And that's what's really driving a lot of this acquisition activity. I mean, if you take a look at Wesco going into the safety market, air gas and the safety and welding, of course, they're prominent in. But you're going to see it happening more and more as companies try to get a bigger share of the pie from existing customer base as well as from the customer bases of the distributors they're acquiring.
It'll be an interesting thing to watch. Stay tuned to see the rest of the countdown. Here's a word from our sponsors.
Distributors, you need a competitive differentiator. You need a new technology. You need to leverage technology to expand the breadth and depth of your service offering in your customer base. Actilus is the solution to that. No longer do you have to suffer from 3 bids and a buy type of procurement methodology. Use the technology to create the relationship that lasts. Use Actilus.
All right, back to the countdown. At number 19, DXP Enterprises brought in $1.25 billion in 2015 sales, down 17% from 2014. However, CEO David Whittle sounded optimistic in DXP's Q1 earnings report, saying, DXP's industrial end markets, which is 60% of our business today, appears to have bottomed out and shows positive signs of upward movement. Oil and gas, which is 40%, is attempting to find a bottom as declines are decreasing. At number 18, we have Interline Brands, which had 2014 sales of $1.7 billion before the company was bought by Home Depot in the fall of 2015. Home Depot hasn't publicly disclosed Interline's 2015 sales figures, but Interline's website says that sales are approaching $2 billion.
At number 17, Edge & Murray is another company that as of this year no longer publicly discloses its sales numbers, although in 2014 it had revenues of $2 billion. Edge & Murray distributes specialized products for the energy and infrastructure markets. Netherlands-based Erics is next up at number 16. The parent company of Louis Getz, Erics made a trio of acquisitions in April of 2015, adding South Carolina-based Action Industrial Group, Texas-based Seals and Packings Incorporated, and one company in Germany.
At number 15, we reached $2.6 billion in sales with Applied Industrial Technologies, which has been on an acquisition streak since last summer. Recent acquisitions include Atlantic Fasteners last August, SG Morris Company last October, Hub Industrial Supply last January, and Seals Unlimited this past June. At number 14, we have Win Supply, which rebranded in 2015 and changed its name from Win Wholesale. The company opened 5 new companies during 2015, acquired New York-based Security Supply and M. Cooper Supply. Rick Schwartz retired as CEO in 2015, succeeded by Jack Johnston, while Schwartz remains as chairman. We see more and more household names as we move forward, including MSC Industrial Supply at number 13 with $2.9 billion in 2015 sales. MSC sales bumped up 4.4% from 2014, while 55.7% of its 2015 sales came via e-commerce. That figure increased to 58.6% for Q3 2016.
At number 12 is another Houston-based company, Distribution Now. DNOW saw its 2015 sales sink nearly 27% from 2014, but it continued to expand its footprint. 2015 acquisitions included Challenger Industries, Machine Tool Supply, and Odessa Pumps, a trio that grew DNOW's tool supply and pumping solutions business. DNOW also grew to international presence with acquisitions in the UK and Norway. France-based Decor & Cobalt is next up at number 11. In 2015, the company acquired 2 Canada-based companies. The company says it continues to pursue organic growth in the U.S. through its current distribution partners Dillon Supply and BMG Metals. In addition, the company is aggressively seeking out strategic acquisition partnerships across the U.S.
Well, that does it for part 2 of our countdown. Stay tuned for part 3 to see the top 10. The Big 50 will also be featured in our September-October print issue, which includes supplemental information. On behalf of Jack and the ID staff, I want to give a big thank you to our Big 50 list sponsors and to our audience. Thanks for joining us.